Yeah. I'm just browsing Twitter.
More.
Many people I follow were invited to like play the game today. So lots of little things, little mechanics and how things work and what's busted and what's not, things like that.
Busted.
Lots of busted.
Always, you know.
I mean, you got a few months to clean it up, so.
Yeah, I guess December, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Is it 94, 95? I think it's 90. Yeah, it's 96.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
You ready to go there, sir?
I need a name. What should my name be? Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 196th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I am the super Travis Snell.
I am the smashing Dylan Less. We should do cheesy names like that every week, I think.
Do we not have cheesy names, though?
But it, like combined ones where everyone on the cast is, all in it. All in on the joke together.
Sometimes we have a hard enough time just starting the cast with people if they had a nickname that might be too much to try and correlate with them, yesterday
it might be hard to kind of balance around Taylor's nicknames too, because it can be pretty intense.
Plus, I don't think you and I have the same nickname. I chose Super because of Super Mario Party, not because Super Smash Bros.
Right. So it's ambiguous as well.
Not anymore now. I revealed it. But
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following along our coverage, we said at some point we'd do Nintendo. We didn't know when it was, so luckily we're doing it just the same day. So it just kind of worked out. And so I'm not going to plug much other than Incredibles 2 this Thursday. We're going to do a live review that night. Other than that, check out the rest of our E3 coverage. Check out the rest of our content. We got a lot of stuff. Go to Patreon. Blade's up there now. Our Superhero 2018 draft's going to be up there. A 3-hour Monopoly game's going to be up there. So there's going to be some spicy stuff dropping this week. So, so speaking of a lot of content, Nintendo's Direct was today. I want to do the reverse where, like we did with Ubisoft, I say we start with Smash and then we go to do the comments. Because I think the Direct was just kind of good enough, bare bones of I think it was fine. I think it's, for me, like a little below Bethesda, PlayStation, and Xbox just because it's just... The Smash stuff was great. The rest of the stuff was just fine, but no big surprises other than
this is true.
Not counting Smash because they said it was coming, right? So it's it being a surprise also with the characters and all that. There's stuff about that game surprising, but there's nothing on Metroid stuff like that. So even Yoshi that's coming out soon.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I guess the one thing that I love about all these Nintendo Directs is that it's always just straight gameplay the whole time. Yeah. So you get to see the games in action, which is always helpful.
So I'm going to throw it over to you. You take the stage, because if I'm Mr. Sony and Taylor's Mr. Ubisoft, you're Mr. Smash. So Smash is
not even Mr. Nintendo, just Mr. Smash.
Yeah, Smash is a huge thing in your life. I can attest to every time we go over to their house for the cast or for a games night or a hangout or a party, there's either Smash, esports on the TV or Melee's on TV. Legitimately, I couldn't tell you. I think Dexter was on the TV 2 months ago. It was the first time I walked in. Wow, Smash isn't on the TV. So it's not.
It's a pretty big thing among my friends, and it's a big thing for me because I've played these games my whole life. I have distinct memories of playing Smash 64 with my friends as a kid and not knowing anything about this game. It just came out of nowhere and it
was so unique at the time to have all these characters from different franchises. Now crossovers happen more or less every month with some sort of product, but back then it was oh man, Star Fox and Link and Donkey Kong on all this game.
And it was such a unique take on the fighting game genre because it was so much more about movement and verticality and platforms and
weapons
and weapons. And that's something that I think the reason I've always been more attracted to Smash as opposed to other fighting games is the movement aspect of it, and that's why Melee is my favorite. It's my favorite game of all time. And the movement in that game, you just have an endless amount of options, pretty much. Yeah. And Brawl, it's a little dated going back to it. It's kind of slow. I'm not a big fan of the way they made the characters move, but still Subspace and the character edition still fantastic game.
There's never been a bad Smash game.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I agree with you. Everyone agrees that Brawl's the lowest, but they're still good. I still played that game quite a bit on the Wii when it came out.
I had no problems with it at the time. It's just going back after I have this kind of more competitive mindset to it now. That's changed.
Yeah, so no, Subspace. Oh, fuck. Logged many hours in that. I don't think it's back for this game, but man, one day I want it back.
I'm curious actually because this is kind of a weird point to start. But one thing he said is Okay, so you have all these characters, and we're gonna try and make like an interesting, memorable way for you to unlock them all. And it's because you said you're gonna start with like the same way you start with Smash 64. So maybe, you know, in Smash 64 you start with 8, and then you could unlock up to 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, if it really does start with that small of a cast, and there's like a really like purposeful way of how you unlock all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously one way would be subspace, like another campaign. Otherwise, I'm really curious what that way is, and I think that's great. I think why not start with 8 and figure them all out for there. Like, obviously, I want to get my hands on Ridley as soon as possible, but I'm still the process of unlocking all these characters is always, well, I think it was less fun in Smash 4. I think that's one thing that took away. Maybe it's because, you know, when I was playing on 3DS, I was getting all the characters first, and then I'm not sure why it was less interesting, but it would be interesting to look how they changed that.
I loved it as a kid before as an adult when you didn't go on the internet and you knew, oh, if you win this many matches, you'd just be playing Smash, and all of a sudden...
You never knew.
Yeah, and I honestly think there's one person from 64, I think it was Dr. Mario, that I learned like a few years ago. I'm like, I never unlocked him. Like,
yes, maybe?
What?
Dr. Mario wasn't in Smash 64.
Oh, then it wasn't in this. There's somebody in 64 when we played it for the Gauntlet a while back. I was like, I don't recall this person being on my 64 at any point. What happened? So that shows how many matches I must have lost back in the day. But that's why I asked you, Subspace, if that was the way to unlocking people, how do you think the community would feel about that?
I think everyone would love it. Yeah. Because that is universally...
because I didn't know...
That people love the most about Smash. Obviously, all those cutscenes were, you know, just really well done at the time, really interesting, really high quality. And it was just like a fun pathway and a really cool way.
There's unique level designs, like using Nintendo franchises and whatnot. I always looked at that, I'm like, if Nintendo ever makes like anime movies, that's your Avengers movie right there. Like, it's just a perfect setup. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, so I would love to see it, especially because all the, you know, promotion they did for Smash 4, they had cutscenes like that for announcing characters and like trailers and stuff, and all those were amazing as well. But obviously playing them in game as you're progressing through a story was amazing. So I don't expect it.
No.
I'm not going to predict that they will do that again.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when you have all these characters, especially obviously the highlight here is that they're bringing back every character from every Smash game, and then a few more. Obviously, that's where pretty much all the development time is going to go now, to bring all these characters in and get them balanced.
I think if we get any modes, it'll be pretty basic, like the Wii U ones, and the Wii U ones, to me, that's the most disappointing. I honestly think Wii U Smash... I know 64 is the classic, but I think it's not up at me, but as far as second, like, it's a strong second for me, because 64 is great, but it is very dated, where Melee, like, still feels a lot different than 64, a lot more fleshed out. Brawl is alright, but Wii U, I think the best thing about the Wii U one is accessibility to just anybody. I feel like that's one out of all of them you could pick up, because maybe there might be stuff like Final Smash and some weapons that kind of dictate that, but I feel like it's pretty easy to pick up. But the game itself, as far as those modes, not even worth. Like, I've tried them a few times, they were not worth it. They had that lame like Mario Party cheat mode.
The single player has really gone downhill, and obviously it's hard, you know, like Smash 64 and in Melee, like each character had their own specifically designed target test.
So good.
I love those so much, and they have a special place in my heart. But I also completely understand why they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll take 30 more characters over those, even though it is nice. So
that's what you do.
That is something I really want is a single player, like something interesting to do from like a single player perspective, because Smash, the 3DS Smash 4 had Smash Run, which I thought was excellent. It was a lot of fun.
Never played it. What did you do?
It's essentially like there's a really giant map, and there's some of it's like an overworld, some of it's like kind of dungeon area, and it's very similar to how the Subspace played. Like there's enemies from all the different games that are running around. As you take them out, anytime you kill an enemy, they drop like power-ups, and then your character gets stronger and stronger, and so you can get to a point where you're way past like what the characters are actually like in game. Like, you could just be any character and jump like 40 feet in the air with every jump, or you could KO everyone with one hit. And then at the end of, so you do that for 5 minutes, you run around and collect stuff, you do little challenge rooms, fight little bosses, like all sorts of stuff, and then after the 5-minute timer, it randomly selects like some sort of match. Sometimes it's a race, sometimes it's like a free-for-all brawl. So it was awesome. I think it would have been fun if you could like customize it and like pick what kind of stuff, or do a longer match or something. Or obviously like the characters weren't on the same plane fighting against each other. It was kind of just their own solo thing. Then they go into a battle at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess the equivalent of that in the Wii U version was the Mario Party, like the game board thing, and that was awful.
That was not good.
So I really, that's what I'd love to see in this new game is some sort of something for single player. But I don't know, we're kind of talking about this in weird order. But the big thing for me, you know, is Ridley. That is a humongous character to bring into the game, and for, you know, so for people who didn't play Melee back in the day, when you're just a kid. And you know you're not like on the internet as often, so you don't know everything about these games before you play them. When you boot up Melee and you're watching that opening cinematic, in it there's a really sick scene where Samus is fighting Ridley, and the way that's portrayed is just like you would assume Ridley's in the game.
Yeah.
So I remember as a kid just like kind of being disappointed when that wasn't the case, and then Brawl comes out. Ridley's nowhere to be found. Smash 4 comes out. Ridley he's like a stage boss in one of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, in Sakurai and interviews and stuff, he's always been like, you know, we've tried to put Ridley in these games, but he's just too big. It doesn't fit. You know, he has like the wings and the tail. Like he just doesn't fit in. So the fact that they finally did it is amazing. And you know, one reason is certainly, I think there's always salty for every game, there's always going to be people who are salty.
Oh, yeah.
Smash Bros. Is hard to please because if they cut people are mad that they took out their favorite character. Yeah. And if they don't put in, Ridley's always been the number one. Like, this is what people want. So to finally get that character in there is huge. I didn't have time to watch the tournament, so I haven't seen like full matches or anything. But the showcase that they showed in the trailer has me super stoked. He looks great. Like I love the aesthetic they went for him. He fits in, like they made the size proportionate, so he looks like Ridley, feels menacing and scary, but he still fits in with him and he's not too big.
I have to watch more, and I do feel that I'm very excited to play as him, but I felt he looked very big, and I was a little worried as far as, I read some people as far as gameplay saying like his attack range is very wide, and obviously that. I think it'll fit fine because they're good, but that was the first impression I got. I'm like, this guy seems outstandingly bigger than anybody else, and I wonder if that could be kind of it could be a hindrance too, as far as if you play as him, you're more likely to get hit and whatnot.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we have, like, I think if you have a match, you know, in DDD or Donkey Kong or Bowser or Charizard, like we have a lot of big characters now, so I don't know, maybe he's slightly bigger than the rest of them. Maybe he is the biggest character now. Yeah, and it's because you know, the wingspan and the tail, right? Those are the things that add. It's like Mewtwo. Like he's not really that big. No. The fact that his tail's always flapping around and you can hit it means that he ends up being bigger in the long run. Yeah. But no, I'm super stoked. The cinematic they showed for it was amazing, and it's another great pick because you know, I always look at I really get nerdy with Smash Bros. And I always look at the representation of different things, and I think Smash 4, one thing it really did is it brought a lot of female characters in the cast, which is great, but one thing it lacked was villains. Obviously they took Wolf out, and then they didn't really add any, what ones did they I guess they had Bowser Jr. as like a new villain. Yeah. But there wasn't really a whole lot, and then obviously Metroid, it's hard, there's not a whole lot of characters to pull from that game. Ridley is like the most apt one. Obviously they just have Samus and Zero Suit Samus, so this is good because it adds another villain, adds another big character, and it adds another Metroid character. So it's 3 in 1, and I couldn't be more happy with the addition of Ridley.
And even though, because there was all these rumors of it, I guess it wasn't confirmed.
It's always a rumor to have Ridley.
Oh no, I wasn't going with that one. I was going with Inkling because obviously there was like those rumors of like the leaked screenshots and whatnot. And then when
we saw them a while ago, right?
Well, right? Because I thought there was a thing where
because that was how the Smash trailer started. Is it's like the reflection in the Inkling's eye.
I was trying to place where I was like, this seems. I know it was like her official reveal.
All we knew from that was the Inklings were going to be there. Mario has the Cappy, and then Breath of the Wild Link. Those are the 3 things that were kind of shown off in that initial announcement.
So what do you think about as far as every character being back?
I think it's amazing. I think this is a... You know,
surprising.
Obviously it's Ultimate Smash. Yeah, I was expecting the game to be like Smash 4.5. It would be like in the same... it'd be the same like or similar gameplay to Smash 4, and it is for the most part. There's a few new things that I'll talk about,
and it looks graphically very similar.
It is,
to Wii U. Even though they said they built it from the ground up for Switch, but it's taking a lot from Wii, and I don't think it's a bad thing because I really enjoyed the Wii U one.
A lot of the characters, movesets, and stuff are copy pasted. A lot of them are getting changes though, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I'm super stoked that they're bringing every character back. Like, you know, the big ones for me, like Squirtle and Ivysaur, having them back is awesome. Young Link has always been my favorite of the 3 Links. So it's cool that they changed Link, the main character, a bit, and then Young Link's back in. So that's nice. Ice Climbers, I'm glad that they're back.
Yeah, everyone made a big stink about that last time, so it's that one didn't surprise me just because I felt after that happened and everyone was so mad about like whenever the next Smash is.
It didn't surprise me at all because the reason that Ice Climbers weren't in Smash 4 was because of hardware limitations on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So Ice Climbers, like if you had four people picked Ice Climbers, that'd be just way too much and the system couldn't handle it. And then for consistency's sake, they didn't put it in the console version either.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me at all that Ice Climbers are back, but it is nice to have. Snake coming back is huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Between him and Cloud, I'm actually surprised that they're back just for licensing reasons, not because
that can always be an issue.
Yeah, and
so it's awesome that they guaranteed all of.
Well, yeah, and Snake is very relevant because like he just had a game come out a couple years ago. He had another game which is not doing that well because Kojima's gone, but that's huge. I like obviously I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, so that's why I like it. But I love playing with Snake and Brawl, like the projectiles.
Super.
I love camping, just sitting over there with the rocket shooting as many like. Yeah, I was very happy to see Snake because he's I think one of the more unique ones because he doesn't fit in this like thing at all. Because literally, anytime you got like kind of like a human character in this world, it looks fucked up. Like I know Mario's human, but like he's not proportioned like a human. But
it's like all those rumors and like even the devs have talked about it was an idea to put James Bond from GoldenEye into Melee.
Yeah, and it would have been like so weird, and that's what he feels like. But it worked because I remember that was with Brawl. Now when he's in there, it just made sense and he was fantastic. So and I'm excited with the other ones too because I never got the DLC for Smash Wii U, so I haven't played.
Yeah, I've never played as Bayonetta before.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try her out.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, that's it's a really awesome thing, and I think obviously it's a different take and it's not a fully new Smash, Smash 4.5 if you will. So less newcomers, but I think it's a fine trade-off for me.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, because
they can do DLC if they want to add new characters.
Yeah.
The big one for me is like if they add K. Rool, then I'm not even complaining that he's not in here yet. But that's the one I want from the same reason. Like add more villains. DK only has 2 characters still, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And K. Rool is just an awesome, unique character.
Yeah. Well, that's for me. That's why it's very fitting that they call it Ultimate because to me that is a big trade-off as far as or like a good enough trade-off for me as far as. This is like, we talk about Game of the Year's edition, this is like a Game of a Decade edition of like, obviously I know Smash has been around longer than that, but that's what it feels like, or a Game of a Generation edition where it's like, it's the best of and everything like that, we're getting all the characters back. So that's where for me, and we'll talk about in a second with new characters, I'm not expecting much, they said in the conference, but I'm not expecting much because like, that's what I'm kind of taking this as like, this is almost like a spin-off if they... It's almost to me, I'm taking it as they announced, like, hey, this isn't a Smash proper game, but we're just making a best of Smash. And what did we do? Well, we brought everybody back. And that, to me, is, if this was just kind of a port or a 4.5 without everybody, then I could start seeing complaints, be like, we need new characters and that. But bringing back people like Young Link, who we haven't seen well, Snake, like, there's a few other people.
Pichu.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, and then for me, Wolf, I'm very excited about Wolf. I love
awesome.
Playtime's over, kids.
And he's got like a full new moveset, it looks like. So
well, and he's been retooled as far as his look because he looks like that Star Fox Zero or whatever. Right. So I and that's all I'll ask you because Sakurai said that don't expect too many new characters because we got I guess technically Inkling's new character and then Ridley. I'm honestly saying we maybe get.
Well, we also have Daisy technically as a new character.
Echo,
so I'm
thinking only 2 to 3 more possibly, and I think that'll be it. I know there could be DLC, but I think they're gonna play it pretty close to the chest and be like, hey, we've given you all this.
Two for trailers for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll drop a surprise one in the final product that they don't announce before. I just to quickly talk. I think Daisy's a cool addition.
Yeah.
Because Peach is a very unique character in the game. She's the only character that has the float mechanic, and that really changes. It actually has such a big impact on like how that character plays and how you play against her. It changes how she uses her aerials and just like the spacing she has. So she's a really unique character. So I think it's a cool addition to have Daisy as what they're calling Echo Fighters, where we normally would have just called them clones.
Because that's what they're calling Dark Pit as well, an Echo Fighter.
Yes, I get. I can understand why they wouldn't want to use the word clone because Echo makes it sounds a bit better.
Yeah, it sounds more Nintendo-esque.
It does, like, especially they just had Fire Emblem Echoes of Valencia come out. So I'm excited to see how Daisy. Well, I guess what they change from Peach, like what the subtle differences are, but I feel like she's got to have the float, so I'm curious to see.
I imagine so.
I hope if she doesn't, I'll be really pissed, but I don't know why they would remove that.
How do you feel about Samus being able to charge while she's jumping now?
I think that's cool.
I thought there's a lot of little, and I really like the rundown. Also, we'll get into, I'm sure you have notes, but I like that there was a lot of little changes to characters, and they took time to, like, specify them, and I really like that. To me, that didn't go on for too long or anything like that. I really enjoyed that. And that's a cool little thing. Because
it's very snappy, right? They don't linger on anything. They don't have developers coming out to talk about stuff. Like, it's obviously it's a direct, so they can make it, like, perfect pacing beforehand, which that's nice. But no, I think the Samus thing is really interesting to me. One, because it's just like a cool new quirk to the character, but also one thing that you could do in previous Smash games is with like charging moves like that, like Sheik's Needles, for example, you could use that to like turn your character around, and you could do it like multiple times in the air. I mean, so you could do that to turn your character around in the air. With Sheik, you could do it really fast. Like if you jump twice in melee, you can do it like 5 or 6 times, and it's a really cool. It's just a nice like spacing tool. It's not really something you'd need in like just a full on casual match, but it's a nice. It just gives you like more options, and so I don't know. I'm curious to see exactly what it does. But either way, it's a cool change to Samus. Give her some new swag because she's got to fight Ridley now. So
yeah.
A bunch of changes here. I have a list of a few of them here. So Link's bombs now have a remote detonator.
Sure.
Which
and
I'm totally cool with it because I have young Link now, so I'm guessing young Link will be the exact same as he'll have the same bombs and all that.
I think so.
And so it's perfect to use regular Link as the one to switch it up. Also, they didn't show this in the trailer, but this is confirmed from I obviously as a big follower of the Smash scene, I follow a lot of people on Twitter who play Melee and Smash 4. A lot of them got invited VIP passes and stuff to go play the game today. So a couple of these things are things that weren't shown in the demo, but are from people playing it today. Do you remember in the old Legend of Zelda games when you swing your sword with Link, it like shoots a beam out?
Yeah.
That you can. So that's now a thing with Link. Apparently,
like
only
an actual attack or just
okay. When you're at 0% and you I guess just use like your normal jab attack, it does that. So I'm curious to see that. Ganon has a new look, or he has the old look really, the Ocarina of Time look, which I think is great, and also his smash attacks are using his sword now, so that's fun.
I want to ask you before you get more, how did you feel about the final Smash? Because I felt when I watched that trailer, now it feels like you can't escape them. Like I always felt with Brawl and with Wii U that there's some that are very OP and no matter what you're probably not going to escape, but there's always a chance of you maneuver. Where some of them were something like Sonic's now looked unstable. It looked
apparently they kill a lot earlier. Obviously this stuff, a lot of this stuff is subject to change and balancing and stuff. Yeah. But apparently they kill really early. I don't like it.
No, me either. Because I'm someone that relies on the final Smash because I'm not the greatest Smash player, but I like the idea of, hey, I can get it, but that doesn't mean I got Dylan Dead the rights. Where now it's like, I feel like this is worse than any
It makes them all seem very, very similar. It's going to make like almost all of the Smashes mechanically like almost quite the exact same. And they look great. They're always like nice cinematic, and some of them even go to like a separate screen, so that's cool, but I'm not a big fan of it. And also, like all the transformation ones, like Giga Bowser, Big Mac,
I'm so mad about Big Mac.
Game & Watch's Octopus thing, like all of those now are just like one click and then they're done, as opposed to walking around as the character. Which their reasoning for it is to make them all quicker and more streamlined and similar, and I understand that, but I honestly feel like I'm probably just gonna turn them off now. Like I don't really want the Smashes on just because. I feel like they kind of lost a bit of the their character and personality. So we'll see how it ends up playing in game and how strong they are and how easy they are to hit. Yeah, but I don't really like that they're making them all the same.
No, I didn't like that either. Like, I like the addition to Final Smash because I'm a big WWE guy. Finishers are a big thing, so I liked that when it came to Brawl. I liked that in Wii U, but this is something where. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to really enjoy it. And who knows, like I said, it could be a trailer for effect where they're showing all these players get hit, so maybe there is a way when it actually happens, people do miss more. I'm with you as far as I'm a little disappointed as far as the changing them up, as far as, like I said, with Lil Mac, I'm really disappointed because I love walking around like that, but I'll be fine with it if it is, like I said, less as far as trailer, if it's just a full-on knockout, but if it is just looks like once you get it, you can easily kill people, that's what I don't like. I'm bummed about some of them changing, but if you could still escape them, and they're quicker, then okay, I kind of understand that, but if you can't really escape them and it's just a knockout, like, maybe there's a few of them like I saw, probably like, like Link's will still be the same, I guess. But then at the same time, I don't know. Does it like target a person and just take them out right away? I'm not sure, because with Link's you could always jump or maneuver, right?
Right.
Like I said, it's all the trailer. All these look like the second you got it, boom, hit it, and it's game over for that person. So
yeah,
I'll have to see when we play it. But
I'm not terribly excited about that.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like is they added like a mimic Smash Ball that can show up.
Yeah.
To kind of trip people up, kind
That's
of
fun.
similar to the question mark fake out in Mario Kart. So
Yeah.
I like that.
I like
little
that
change.
too. Yeah.
Let's see what else. So I couldn't tell from the trailer, and I haven't heard yet, but so Mario now has the Cappy.
Yep.
And I can't tell if it actually changes like any of his moves. I'm not sure if it's just
I don't
cosmetic.
think so. I think it's just
like obviously
cosmetic.
it'll have like a taunt where like flows it around or something, but
Because after they showed other costumes
yeah,
from
they showed the builder and the wedding.
And that's what to me took that as like, oh, it's just cosmetic, because I think with Cappy, I feel like you'd need to really put in some different moves if you're using the hat, right? Because Mario doesn't use the hat as an attack in Smash, so I think it's just cosmetic with, like you said, the taunts probably.
I'm curious because like obviously Link they changed cosmetically, but they also changed his bomb and how that
just
works.
the bomb though, right? So
my big question, I guess, what I would predict is that Mario's like his water gun, maybe they'll change that to the Cappy move instead.
That, or I thought when he sometimes takes the golden cape and he does that, if there's something that could do to the cap.
I think that's fine to do as well, because you know Dr. Mario's still in the game, so leave him with the traditional Mario moveset and you can switch up regular Mario.
And it makes it more current too, and it's a good idea, even just from business wise, to be you're still pushing the Breath of the Wild, you're pushing Cappy, like these are successful titles for Switch, so it makes sense. It's strange. It feels strange, and almost like you said with Dr. Mario there, it feels strange to me because that usually doesn't happen too much in Smash. Like it feels like a commercial thing. I'm fine with it, but it felt strange to see Cappy and Link not be Link. But I get why they're doing it. Right? And I imagine. Well, I don't know. I guess do you think Link would have like a OG costume?
He still
skin.
Does. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they showed that.
Okay, that's good. I missed it then. So okay, then I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's fine if their default is the coolest new stuff.
Yeah, so. I don't think they'll, have it impossible to play as the old.
Yeah.
So one thing they showed with Palutena is obviously in Smash 4 there was a lot of like custom moves, and she had different. All of her specials were different, like completely different, as opposed to other characters are just like, oh, you can show it through a bigger fireball or something.
Yeah.
But now she has like one set moveset, which makes me think that maybe they're taking out the custom battle moves and like changing your character stats.
Because she was the only one that
had that. And the Mii fighters.
Yeah, I could see them taking that.
I'm fine with it because it was something that I never end up. I used it in the 3DS version, somewhat for Smash Run. It worked well there, but it was something I never really ended up doing, and it just took forever to unlock that shit.
I know they want every character, but were the Mii fighters necessary? Especially because they're like sword Mii fighter, and he's just wearing like Link's Breath of the Wild garb, Breath of the Wind, whatever. Like,
Breath of the Wind.
I always fuck it up. Like, I get it, but I didn't. When I
don't think there's a whole lot of Mii fighter fans.
No, when I
but
saw
there
them
is
walk
people
out, I was
that
like,
like them.
I guess when I saw them walk, I'm like, this is a waste. This was a waste of time for them to even make these people. I get it.
I don't really have a. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it, but
I actually like the
Waluigi.
Sword Fighter one is kind of fun. I mean, it's kind of unnecessary because they already have 1,000 other Sword Fighters in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they're kind of cool.
Waluigi, you're right. I'm saying it's not happening. I know. I've accepted it's not happening, but
A couple other cool costumes. Pikachu has that El Luchador, whatever it is,
and it's a girl.
Yeah, you can do the girl Pikachu. That's cool. Ike has his OG costume from. Because he was in 2 games, he was on the GameCube one and the Wii Fire Emblem game, so he has a costume from both, which I like.
Marth can speak English now.
Marth can speak English. Just a wild turn of events.
That was some of my favorite thing of when they were doing the rundown of like some stuff they had more thicker than others.
They have 2 different voices.
Yeah, that's still a big.
They sound the exact same.
Yeah, that's still a cool thing, but it was just like, boom, they can do this, they can do this. Marth can speak English, and then moves away from Marth, and it was like, okay, like everyone gets something, I guess. So.
Yeah, Nintendo's funny that way.
Yeah, and then what was my? Did they say who were they saying they made faster, Pac-Man or Mega Man?
They said they made Pac-Man faster.
Okay, because I thought both those characters were pretty slow. That was my Mega Man for me. I'm excited to play with this because I don't know how much they're gonna change him, but Mega Man to me is one of the most disappointing Smash.
To actually get your hands.
Yeah, to get my hands because when I played around, he's slow and lumbering, and his attacks are just he's a weird character
because I like him because he's unique and that
Yeah.
he's the only character that has like the majority of his moves are projectiles, but it just I don't know. It didn't really
I
fit.
didn't get fun to play with him.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
He wasn't all that fun.
Yeah, and I don't want him gone because he's a classic character. So I'd like that. Who knows? Because they've fine-tuned some stuff in the game, or they've changed stuff. So I can't remember what they changed in Mega Man. But even then, like maybe he will play a bit smoother. I'm not sure, but I'm a Mega Man fan. So
from what people are saying, it sounds like the game. Obviously, it's pretty much is Smash. Like some of the characters from Smash 4 are like almost identical, but the game is a bit faster, and there is like just some general like movement and mechanic stuff. Like one thing that you could do in Melee, it's called dash dancing, where you just dash and then you dash the other way and you do it really fast, and it's just a way to like put your character in the exact spot you want to be, and that was not so. It wasn't in Brawl, and it was slightly in Smash 4, but not really. So it's a little bit better now, and you can do anything out of a dash, which for you that might not have meaning, but when you play the game, you'll notice that you feel like you have a lot more control of your character.
Okay.
In the trailer, they just showed that if you're dashing, you can cancel it with smash attack, but it confirmed from people who were playing the game today that you can do anything out of dash. So that's
nice.
That's really awesome. That just adds a bunch of it just adds more maneuverability and variety.
I think I know what you're talking about because I legitimately all I do is run with Little Mac.
Just better game feel.
Yeah. So because if I don't do a special attack with Little Mac, there's like a sudden stop, and then I have to get back to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So now instead of just like, you'll find that you aren't doing as many dash attacks. So you'll have a better ability to switch it up. Some UI stuff they changed that I think is quite good is Robin's weapons have durability, and so that's displayed on the character icon now. Shulk, picking between the Monado arts is easier, which I really like because he's probably one of my like top 5 favorite characters in Smash 4. So unique, I really like his design.
Yeah.
But that I could never get that down, is like picking exactly which one I wanted, and I think a lot of people felt that way and just didn't play him because of that. So hopefully more people will try him out. Cloud's, I don't know what it's called, the meter, whatever he has, is displayed on his character, and then the villager, if they pick up items, that's shown like on their icon now. So a lot of nice like little UI changes that will just make it, I don't know, easier, just more like streamlined, I guess, for just little things.
Olmar's helmet gets cracked if you hit it.
And then it instantly gets fixed. Like
that was pointless.
It's kind of weird, and that's something that people like before Smash 4 came out. That was like a rumor is that battle damage is going to be a thing. So the more damage you take, the more worn your character looks.
That'd be cool.
And I thought that would be amazing.
Fucked up Star
So
Fox.
I guess Olimar is representing that with his helmet.
Yeah, but then it comes back right away. He was one of those marked ones of like, we have nothing for Olimar. Okay, we got this helmet thing. Okay, cool. Like, I thought
that's what's new for Olimar.
Yeah, that's what I thought was cool. Like, oh, he's gonna look more damaged in the second, and then he gets healed right when he gets up. I was like, okay.
Olimar, it's unfortunate. I loved him in Brawl.
Yeah.
And then when from Brawl to Smash 4, they took away half his Pikmins. You can only have 3 instead of 6, and it just made him a lot less fun for me.
Yeah.
So he's unfortunately kind of been swept under the rug from my perspective.
Just like his game, unfortunately.
So they didn't mention if they're bringing every single map back. That's
no, they didn't mention that.
I feel like
Snake's map.
I feel like if they were intending to, they would have said it specifically. Yeah. But a few that they did show, Snake's map, Shadow Moses Island, Termina Bay, which is Young Link's map from Melee that I love with the turtle and the tinkle on the balloon. I love that map. Peach's Castle from Melee, which is another classic. Nice. Big Blue, Falcon's just fucking crazy map with all the cars flying.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that one's back.
Kind of fucked me up big time as always. Yeah.
Yoshi's, I don't know what it's called, Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story. His map from Smash 64 is back, which is cool.
Wow.
And then there's a bunch more, but those are the highlights ones.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They would have said every map if that was a big thing.
Yeah, I don't think we need every map.
No, we don't.
There's a few I'd like to see, like. One of the, I think it's called Spirit Trains, one of the 3DS maps they're bringing to it was only in the 3DS.
Yeah.
So there's a few of those actually that I thought there was a few really good maps on the 3DS that I don't know why they didn't bring over. So hopefully they bring some more of those. I feel like I had one more to say. Oh yeah, so the maps as well, in Smash 4 they added an Omega version, so every map you can play with just like a default, no platforms, no hazards, any of that stuff. Now they're adding like the battlefield mode as well, so like each map is just a default version, but it has the 3 platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm glad.
I like that change.
So that means every map's gonna have the ability to take hazards off of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
good.
then you are changing the map quite a bit because they're all going to be like the same kind of layout.
There's just certain ones I know I'd never play. Like I fucking hated Mega Man's map in Smash Bros. So that's one where I like just the aesthetic.
So you can get the artwork, and the music,
yeah. So for me that's fine. I know for you guys it might be
why not?
Thing,
it's a nice addition, and it will add, good variety of maps. And those obviously the Omega and Battlefield forms are really good for competitive play because they're just very simple. They're basic maps. There's no random variables that occur, so that's nice. And let's see. So yeah, some mechanics, mechanical changes. Damage. So you do more damage in a 1v1 setting as opposed to. I guess they essentially just like scaled it so it'll be equivalent amounts.
It feels like they're trying to really speed up matches between the Final Smashes and that because I take it by your facial expression you're not the biggest fan of it. I'm not either because I like the one-on-ones and they end up going longer and it's like who's gonna it's so close, but this feels like those one-on-ones could end up being a lot shorter now. So I once again have to see how it plays, but when I heard that I was like, oh okay, I don't think it's needed. So I don't know why they did it, but like I said, it seems like they're trying to make the matches faster. So
I'm iffy on it, and a couple of reasons why is because one thing they introduced in Smash 4 is the rage system. So the more damage you take, the stronger the more damage you deal. Which I wasn't really a big fan of, just because it kind of takes away like some comeback potential in certain ways. So that combined with this damage increase. I'm really curious how that'll affect it. And then also, more damage just means, and generally I've heard from people who are playing the game today, that you just hit people farther, right, in a 1v1 setting, which just takes away a lot of ability to combo people. Yeah. Because that happens with some characters in Melee. Like they're just too strong and too slow, and they just hit people too far away to get any combos. So I like combos. Yeah. I want combos.
It's to me, it's just like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's what it feels like. I forgot. Like you had probably told me that about with Smash for you, but I forgot about that. So it is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because it's something that they never mention, and it's unless you are really paying attention to percentages, you would never know it.
Yeah. So I guess see how it plays. But I'm in your camp where I'm not the biggest. I don't think it's needed. It's one of those where it's just it seems like a strange choice that they sat there like we should do this. So. Some think tank, somebody did some surveys, and
I don't know where they're getting these people who do these surveys.
Reggie and his family.
You could do attacks on ladders. I don't know how many maps really have ladders.
Oh, many.
But I think that's a cool addition. Why not?
Why not?
So repeated dodges, so rolling or spot dodging. Each time you do it in succession, you have less invincibility each time. So I like that. It'll de-incentivize people just spamming rolls. Yeah. And rolling was quite a bit stronger in Smash 4 than it is in Brawl or in Melee, the other Smash games.
You may have it in your notes there. What was it about there talking about the shields? You have to have better timing.
This is something that I don't really understand yet. And what I gather from people who played the game today is that they still don't. They were playing it all day and testing this stuff out, but they were also testing 1,000 other things. Yeah. So not fully sure yet. So in previous games, there's been a power shield mechanic. So if you activate your shield at the perfect timing when someone's attack is just about to hit you, you can block it, and then you don't have any lag, so you can essentially just parry. Yeah. It's quite tricky to do. And then you could also reflect projectiles with it. Yeah. So they've changed that to something else. And I'm not really sure what it is.
Well, like I said, I don't know what it is either, but he made it sound like it's going to punish you if you mistime it. Like, you could get... So, let's say if someone's about to throw a projectile and you get hit regularly, if you mistime the shield, it might do more damage to you. I could be completely wrong on that, but I don't know why he made it sound like you got to be really careful and you use your shield and you got to time it perfect. It's like, why do I need to be even more careful now? So, it's that who knows, maybe it's just a wording thing. He's just trying to hype it up. But if it's not, I'm like, I don't understand what the point of this is. So
I'm really excited to hear more, see more of that. And I mean, once again, all these, especially these mechanical things, these things really they could change. And obviously, they had that invitational today where they had a tournament. Haven't had a chance to watch it, but apparently one of the Smash 4 players was playing Bayonetta and doing because Bayonetta is the best character in Smash 4.
Oh yeah.
She just has like some crazy fucking combos where you can like 0 to death people just over and over. And so I think he showed some of that off on the stream today. So hopefully that will, obviously they do this to help with like balance. And
that's what it's counting. They got 5 months, give or take. I'll say 4 because it's early December, so about 4 months.
And I mean, I think the build that people were playing today had all the characters. So
nice.
The game is, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know exactly how close it is completion because I don't know what they're gonna add to it. But yeah, it's far. It's clearly quite far along. So balance changes, and I mean the thing is balance can always change after the game comes out too if there's any big problems. Another big one
something
is
that can happen nowadays. Unlike
exactly, Nintendo's doing that, and they did that a lot with Smash 4. They were fixing a lot of stuff. They haven't patched anything with Bayonetta. She's remaining to be super strong, but they'll probably change it for this game. Directional air dodging is back. That was in well, you couldn't air dodge in 64, or yeah, I don't think you could at all. And then in Melee, you had directional air dodge, which led to an exploit, glitch, whatever you want to call it, wave dashing and wave landing. So essentially, if you jump and then you use your directional air dodge diagonally into the ground instantly after you jump, it takes the momentum from that movement of the air dodge and converts it into your character sliding on the ground without any lag. So you just instantly are sliding. So for some characters like Luigi, who's really slippery, one wave dash could literally put you across like half the map. It's crazy fun. It makes for a lot of really fun movement and stuff.
And has that been out for Brawl on Wii U?
Yeah, so in Brawl and Smash 4, they took out the directional air dodge. They had it just a basic air dodge. So they bring back directional air dodge. People who were playing today said you can't do that technique from Melee. You can't wave dash, but you can wave land, which is essentially the equivalent, but instead of doing it right from a jump, if you're like falling and you're right before you land on the ground, you can do that air dodge in a certain direction, so you can kind of land and slide in a certain way. So apparently it's kind of laggy, so it probably won't have a ton. It won't be nearly as huge as it is in Melee, where it's just a core mechanic of the game, or competitively at least. But it still is better, at least just for dodging in there. And they showed in the trailer or in the direct Little Mac using that to recover some more. Okay. So that's take a look. Because it gives you a little extra ability, and it's like a mix-up as well. So if your character, if the only way to get back is an up B or your recovery move, if you're close enough that you could use the directional air dodge to get you that extra distance, it just gives you more options. So while it's not quite to the level of what Melee's directional air dodge does, I'm still glad with this change. It will just gives you more options, makes the game more fun, gives it more movement. So
yeah, I know they changed his finisher, but I wonder if Little Mac still falls off stuff pretty easily.
He probably won't have a great recovery, but at least you have the air dodge now, so that's slightly more helpful. Yes. They made a couple things like smash attacks are easier to do, and short hop aerials are easier to do. So not things I've really had problems with, but good for the casual people. Gives you a little more control of your character. GameCube controllers, you can use GameCube controllers. Yeah. I'm curious. I guess it'll probably be the same sort of thing where there's like a USB into a controller thing like they had on the Smash Wii U version. So that's nice. As a big Melee player, it's nice to have the GameCube controller. And that's pretty much all the stuff from the Direct that I wrote down. At least there is a couple more little things, but those were the things that I felt most important to mention.
Yeah, no, you talked about everything. I had questions, but you talked about everything as far as I would bring up. But and I guess we talked about it a little bit, but I think it's pretty graphically similar to the Wii U one.
Yeah, that's great.
I think that's fine because the Wii one's looking good, and and obviously it'll be interesting to see how it plays on a full Smash, how it plays on the Switch, because obviously a smaller system, so see what that's like. But I have nothing else to add on Smash then, so go down this. Starting with the Direct here. Don't know what this game is. Daemon X Machina. Didn't look like a game for me.
Gundam fighting game.
Yeah, coming to Switch 2019. Didn't look like anything for me, and I thought it was I'm gonna see if it says who's developing this. I thought it was a weird way to start the Direct, but
I don't think it is, because it's just Nintendo and I feel like they don't think about these things.
Enough.
They're just like, all right, so we do Daemon Machina and then
throw to Reggie.
Throw to Reg.
Yeah, so I got
that. Not very interesting to me. The graphics aren't even that good on it. It just No, yeah, not for me.
Oh, so this is I guess I didn't ask you about Smash. So are you buying a Switch for December then? Because I'm the same thing where I'm very stuck in between a rock and a hard place where I want to, but
I kind of feel like I have to.
Yeah.
Smash is always Smash. Like there's other reasons, but Smash is the main reason I bought both a 3DS and a Wii U. Even just like I got on the 3DS just so I can play it like 5 months earlier. So or however long it was. So I feel like I gotta buy it at this point.
Yeah, no.
I know I said that for Mario Odyssey and stuff, but this is a console seller for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be buying it before. I might try to hold out till Boxing Day, but I'm the same thing. I didn't buy a Wii U for a while, and I bought it because, okay, Smash Wii U or Smash 4 was coming out a month later, so I'm the same where it's kind of the reverse how, like, with Marvel, how, like, you're a big fan and I'm, like, the big, like, hardcore fan. I know you're the big hardcore Smash fan, but I'm the same thing. Anytime Smash is around, I love Smash, and it's the thing, like, I don't really want to buy a Switch right now because I don't want to drop like $400 on like that in the game, but it's kind of like, and especially with Snake being back, that's tough for me. Snake was my main umbrella, you know, and now I got to decide between him and Lil Mac. I'm excited to see because...
And Ridley.
Well, yeah, well, very much so. I want to see that beast on the fucking stage. Like, that's what I would ask you then for the characters. We were talking about like lots of the characters of the movesets being, and we're going back to Smash, but like a copy paste from the Wii U Smash 4 one. How's that gonna work for people like Pichu and Snake that are not like sat out obviously for a while, obviously Brawl or Smash 4? Like that's how I'm wondering with Snake. Like, what is it? Is he gonna feel similar to Brawl? You think, or because he hasn't been around for a little while?
No, I think Smash 4 did a really good job of making all the characters like feel quite similar. I don't know, maybe that's not entirely true, but you can pick up any character and play them, and I think that'll be the same thing with you know, the old characters coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have like any sort of like Brawl movement aspect to Snake, and from I don't know, for everything I've heard, like I haven't heard any complaints of anyone saying that any characters like feel weird, like they don't seem to fit. So I think the movesets have a good chance that they're, you know, change a couple things on them, but I think for the most part Snake will probably have pretty similar. I hope he has. I remember his up smash where you just shoot that rocket in the air.
Oh, so good. So good. I love his movements. I love rolling around and everything. That was why I liked Snake, was just the way he moved, and he was like a slinky. Like,
you could like go prone and like
Oh, I forgot. So good. And I don't know what his final smash is gonna be. That was my final smash when he just gets in the copter and he just has a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Who knows what? It's probably not that now anymore, but
he'll just drop a nuke on the games.
Wow. After that was Xenoblade Chronicles DLC, Torn of the Golden Country. I haven't played Xenoblade game at all, and I'm happy for you guys getting some DLC.
Yeah, it's always been a game that looks nice, but I just have a good feeling that it wouldn't really be gameplay wise something I'm too interested in.
Now this is the highlight of my weekend. This is another reason why I might be getting a Switch if this game reviews well. Super Mario Party announced for the Switch. Looks like they're going back to basics. A
nice cheesy trailer.
Oh yeah, but that's Mario Party. I was specifically waiting for the HUDs. I was looking, and the second I saw stars and then coins underneath, I was like, oh my goodness. And then they showed them moving separately, so I still have to wait and see because Mario Party has had a bad track record these past couple of years, but I've always said that they need to go back to basics. It looks... what I got most flashbacks was from the actual GameCube versions of them, which I like a little less than the N64 version. It was the maps of the GameCube ones where they were a bit more less 2D flat. Like it looked like there was in this a bit more like, oh, you could go up and stuff. That's fine. I know the Wii one did that too, so that's fine to me as long as if we're moving separately and got coins back, like kind of the old mechanics. And that's what they've been saying. I looked to their website right away. It's like, oh, like the old, like the original Game Boy and stuff. So I'm hoping it's going to feel similar. It looks that way, and it looks like it plays that way. So there hasn't been many like playthroughs because I don't think many people are like, oh, Mario Party. But for me, Mario Party is a top 10 franchise. Like that's up there with Smash. We've played a lot of Mario Party, especially the 64 ones. Like I love those games, and I've been waiting. That for me is, if that is great, that's another reason why I think I will be getting the Switch, because I'd love to get that and Smash. So yeah, and it looked good. It looked like you said cheesy. Mini games were looking very like OG as well, like some really like, it looked like some new ones, but it also looked like some spins on some older ones. So yeah, I'm waiting for gameplay to drop. I'm waiting for insight. So yeah, I hope it's great, because I don't know, last one we got, even we played that Wii one a long time ago, and that was I think good enough, but there's nothing that captures those old ones.
No, yeah, the magic of the old ones are very important. Yeah, I'm super glad that this was announced, and it seems like Nintendo is really listening to the fans these days when it comes to a lot of these changes to Smash, as well as, you know, going back to basics when it comes to Mario Party. And I think the Joy-Con actually like has a lot of potential to make for some really cool mini games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I haven't played Switch a whole lot, but I know I did play 1-2 Switch, and like there is a lot you can do with the Joy-Con. Like it actually is a quite good controller, so I think it'll be a good mix. I love that little scene they showed of like the tank game mode.
Well, that's what was similar.
You can like change the map just by moving like screens around. I don't know
exactly
how that
works,
will play when you're just playing on screen with like your friends, but still, like I don't know. I'm really excited to play this game because I know it just looks like it'll be. It just looks like we want it from a Mario Party game.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Well, that's what I got throwback because I don't know if you remember in Mario Party 2, there's that one mini game where you like turn into tanks and it's your head, right?
That's
the second I saw that, it looked very identical to that. So that's what I'd love. I'd love this to be like the Force Awakens for Mario Party. Take like the best of everything a little further. That's always my thing of like, you know, similar but a little different. And the thing is, that's the other thing is the title. It's Super Mario Party. So that to me feels like it's like a rebranding, reboot. Yeah, and it's like trying, because it's not Mario Party 11, it's not whatever. So this feels like they are trying to do something new, a different turn. So, and the other example I have is on the Wii U, that Mario Tennis game came out to whenever it's last year, and that got destroyed by critics and people said it was awful. And then this Mario Tennis Aces games is coming out and that's getting praised big time. Twitch streamers are paying that, having a lot of fun. So that's kind of my hope, that I saw the jump from last year to this tennis game, big jump to people loving this game. That's what I'm hoping, because last Mario Party was the same thing where you're in Bowser's car and you're moving around to get. It's like they lost. It just felt like they lost completely what Mario Party was about. And I hope this means we're getting back to it. And if this is well received, it's Switch is probably going to be in my household. I really don't want it because I just, especially with their rumors of consoles next year, if that's the case, it's like, it's a lot. But you know,
comes out in October, right?
October like 20th or something like that. But
the two, you pretty much covered everything Mario Party wise. But the two things I noticed that you can play as Dry Bones and as a Goomba. Yeah. Goomba, I don't really care so much for, but Dry Bones is one of my very favorite Nintendo like characters to play in the other Mario Kart games. Or he doesn't come up that much, and that's why I'm always excited when I do get the chance. Like even Mario Kart 8, they did add him to the Switch like Ultimate version. Yeah. But you know, I've always loved Dry Bones, so I'm super stoked that he's in the game because he's my go-to pick now. And if anyone takes him, I'm not gonna play. Yeah, October 5th. I was wrong. I thought it was later. So October 5th. So it looks like Rosalina is a playable character too. So yeah, this looks. Oh, I'm just looking at images. Waluigi. Looks. Maybe I'm not. No, he's in there. Oh, is he good? And Bowser too. Only thing made me mad at, I don't know. What's wrong with Bowser? No, that's good. The reason is I'm still mad that I haven't seen it again. I only watched it once. It happened in the GameCube era, and then he's been in and out of games as Donkey Kong. He needs to be in there because he's an OG character, and they bumped him for a while. In 64, he was in 64. Yeah. After that was Fire Emblem 3 Houses revealed for the Switch. Obviously, this is big for you. I was a little surprised that it's still a little ways off. Springtime. But that's not so far, really. Compared to like if we're watching the Xbox or the Sony conference where everything's like super far away or not even having a release date. Yeah. This was like this was the one thing with Nintendo that was like far out. So. I guess just because they had teased it at the original Switch reveal, remember 9 at E3, so I was thinking it was a chance this year. I guess for me, like they didn't have any gameplay at that point, so it was like I don't know if this is just an announcement where like Metroid, for example, they didn't show anything. It's because and I totally not surprised at all by this because I don't think that game's even fucking like I don't even know how much they've worked on it. And so. I'm glad that Fire Emblem's not getting that, but I have to admit that I was pretty disappointed by the reveal. Really? Like, the graphics were awful. Because this is like a main Fire Emblem's game, right? Well, this is coming to the... Yeah, as far as I'm aware. Like, obviously they had Fire Emblem Warriors, the Dynasty Warrior style, but that's not, the strategy that I love. But this is they didn't have a Fire Emblem console game on the Wii U. They skipped out on that generation. But the GameCube and Wii games are two of my favorite Fire Emblem games, and honestly, Fire Emblem has been going, like, with each game I play, I'm liking them less and less, so my hype for Fire Emblem is certainly dying out, but Yeah, the graphics were really bad.
Well, that's why I was asking if it was the main one, because when I was watching it, because I know nothing about Fire Emblems, I didn't get that sense. I thought, oh, this is one of their other spin-off ones before the main ones.
Maybe it is. Like
that's from what I've been hearing, like from other people, it seems like it is the main one though. Like I listened to a few podcasts, so it seems like it is the main one, and yeah.
It doesn't look nice, and the only thing I could see that was different was that there's more like an army to it. So like each like you still only will have a few characters, like 8 or 10 characters under your control. That number goes up as the game progresses, but each one of them has like an army behind them, which is, from what I could tell, just aesthetic, just to make it seem like a full out war, which I think is a really great idea.
Yeah.
But that like reveal of it didn't look good at all. Like I was not happy with that. So
yeah.
I think, while I will be getting a Switch for Smash, I feel like I might be skipping out on Fire Emblem. I was super stoked when they announced another console version. I mean, spring 2019, they have a bunch of time to work on it. Well, I guess not a bunch, but they have a decent amount of time to work on it and pimp up the graphics. And I mean, obviously I got to see more trailers because I want to see what kind of gameplay changes they're doing, or if there's like some sort of story hook or what there is, because the GameCube version and the Wii like really changed up the franchise, like really did some new things in terms of like character types, classes, and stuff like that. And then they also had like some really awesome story stuff and like some really nice cutscenes because they could do that. So I expect that stuff will be in there, but this reveal really didn't sell it for me. And I think that's a pretty easy game for them to sell to me. So.
Fortnite was announced for the Nintendo Switch. Never played Fortnite, never on the bandwagon.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's massive. It's the most...
And it's free on Switch.
Yeah.
Right now.
You ever dipped into your Fortnite?
No, I'm not really into any multiplayer games right now, so I haven't gotten into the PUBG Fortnite realm.
They revealed Overcooked 2 at the conference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. I've only played the 24-hour stream, but I love what I played. It's a game that I do want to play again with us and everything like that.
It's a great game. Time, so great arcade game.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're making a sequel and that franchise is obviously doing well. So.
I feel like it's because it's coming out August 7th, so it's right around the corner. I feel like I feel like it's probably been shown off somewhere and we just didn't hear about it because it doesn't have that mass appeal yet, but. No, Overcooked is a really unique game. It's a lot of fun, and I'm.
I think it was because what I see is says revealed Overcooked.
That was the first. Like I feel like I maybe would have heard about probably would have maybe heard about it. So I feel like this actually was its first reveal, possibly.
And I think it's a good place to reveal. Nintendo's like a good.
It's a great place to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like anywhere else it's gonna get eaten alive. So that was a good thing. Killer Queen Black was confirmed for Switch. These rumors came out a couple days ago. It's a really popular arcade game. I haven't heard about it. I just know a few podcasts people listen to.
The sequel to the... I don't know when the original came out.
But I hear it's a really fun game, so maybe if one of us gets it, I'd love to try it out. I just hear great things about it, but I have no experience with it.
Yeah, me neither.
Octopath Traveler gets another free demo very soon. Game's coming out soon. They show that Square Enix. I'll never play this game. It just doesn't look for me. It's if I want to play old school 8-bit stuff, most of the time I go back and play my SNES Classic or something.
I actually love the look of this game. I've talked about it anytime we see a trailer for it, so I could see myself getting this one for the Switch.
Dragon Ball FighterZ was confirmed for Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Good for you, Kirkland. And that was about because then everything after that was all Smash stuff and everything like that.
Oh, there's a couple more.
Maybe I missed some.
You skipped some stuff. You skipped Crash. Crash Trilogy is coming to
which
Switch.
I think I was wrong. I thought it was. Maybe they had said at some point it was for Switch. It's the same thing as Overcooked. Where I'm like, now I'm trying to remember. Like possibly. I felt like so. Yeah, to me that's a great Switch game. Like that makes complete sense. Yeah.
Hollow Knight is out on Switch today, and that's really cool. Hollow Knight is I haven't played it yet, but I've heard like amazing things from it in terms of gameplay and narrative and art style. So I think it's a good pick for the Switch, and it's a game that I'm gonna play at some point. So I've only heard good things about it. There's like a Carcassonne game coming to Switch. Carcassonne is one of my favorite board games. So it's not like a big reveal or anything.
It's big for you.
I really like the aesthetic they had for it.
Yeah.
It's like a tile placement based board game, and it's really fun, really good strategy. So it's cool that they're putting it on the Switch. And the last game that they had in there was Ark. Well, there was other games, but I just kind of wrote down some one that I had something to say about. Ark is...
they had a reel of a bunch of games at one point. I didn't get to write those all down.
Ark Survival, something like that. It's like a dinosaur game, so something for your Taylors of the world. But it is like a pretty massive game, and I don't know, a lot of people have had a lot of fun with it. So and I never got it because it was like, at least this could have been when it just first came out and I didn't follow it or something. But when it first came out, like it was very intensive on computers. Like only the maximum high-end computers could like run it at decent settings. So that's why I never really delved too deep. But if it's coming to Switch, I mean, clearly they optimized it and toned it down so it's like a fully playable game.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good addition.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like that they're. I thought that was a pretty good highlight reel. Because I'm probably interested in like at least 3 or 4 of those games they showed in their quick little reel.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's some smaller indie games, but also some bigger games, and just all a pretty decent amount of like diversity.
Yeah.
So,
They had a good lineup. Yeah.
Some good games coming out from the Switch, and the thing I like the most is that Bar, Fire Emblem, all these things are coming out in 2018. So it's really a stark contrast to what we saw at all the other conferences this year, where there's a lot of things far out, a lot of things teasing. Next generation consoles, whereas Switch is like, here's what's coming out. You can play some of these things today. If
they're
not,
already in the next
you can get a
generation
bunch
console,
of stuff before the end of the year.
Yeah. And overall in that direct there?
Yeah, I can just hop into overall.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go the 3.5 route, kind of on par with Xbox, which just, for me, I think everyone liked Xbox a lot more than me, I guess just because the games they show. The Smash stuff was good. I like how quick this is. It was only about half an hour. No big surprises, so always all my E3 ratings I kind of have in there. And other than Super Mario Party, there's nothing I was like, other than Smash, the rest of the games all look good to alright, but nothing that spoke to me. But yeah, about a 3.5. I think this was a very solid, good showing for Nintendo. Not like last year where they did a classic kind of Sony where they're like, oh, new Pokemon game coming, Metro Prime, but a lot of them were just logos, so it's very similar to like what Sony did or what Bethesda did, so you didn't have those hype moments, but for me it was a good showcase, and Smash looks great, and I'm excited to play it at some point, whether I get a Switch or whether I play at your house. So
yeah, I think this was presentation wise like the best out of the. I know it's not like a traditional conference. Obviously, it's much easier to make the pacing perfect when you can pre-record it.
But
I love that they were focused on what's coming up soon. I love that they just show gameplay for everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There wasn't really any surprises in there. I mean, Smash. Obviously, there's a few like surprises in terms of what they decided to do with it. But really, it is Smash 4.5. It's not a fully brand new game, which is kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So it was still awesome to watch, and I've already watched that segment like 2 or 3 times. Like, has me super stoked. Smash Bros. Up there as my favorite favorite series of games of all time. So that got me stoked. Mario Party is cool to see. Obviously, cautiously
it's a wait and see. Yeah. It's optimistic, but it could still be like another shit game. Yeah. So.
And then a lot of these games which look awesome and are cool are, truthfully they are games that have been out for a year or 2 or more, and it's just like they're finally now coming to Switch. So really, like I guess Overcooked 2 was really nice to see. And,
that was a nice little announcement. Yeah.
What was the other? There was another like bigger one. What was it?
Fire Emblem's for you.
Yeah. Fire Emblem was the other big one, which didn't really get me all that well. So I mean, I guess if you were to compare this to like other conferences, like this is a console seller for me because of Smash.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't compare it to that 5 out of 5 Sony conference from 2 years ago that sold me the console, just because it's the same thing as Elder Scrolls and Smash Bros are my 2 favorite series. So those I'll make it possible for me to play those 2 games no matter what the scenario. So I think I'd give this conference, just because there is a lot of like older games that are coming to the Switch, and that was what most of it was. I think I'll put it slightly below Microsoft and Sony, which I put at a 4. So I'll put this one at. I like 3.5. I like what you gave it to, so I'm gonna put it right there.
Yeah, it seems just. So, did you have any other E3 news you wanted to shout out from the past couple hours or anything like that?
I didn't see anything else in my circles. Just You get Ridley and Smash, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the only two things I want to show, because one is the Last of Us thing I wanted to run by, because they were talking about combat and then the other one was I'm just showing up that I'm, E3 is not going my way. Cyberpunk is revealed to be a first-person shooter RPG, and I saw that, and it's like, and I'm glad, at least I'm glad, because me and Briggs were talking about the crew chat, but then today, I guess in an interview, they talked about, like, there's some backlash, so it's like, I'm glad that because for me, it's not that I'm against it, it's just that I had no signs since this game was revealed this was going to be first person. I feel like that E3 trailer you got Xbox was heavily, like, even the character you're seeing him, he's driving, like, I felt full on, like, this is Witcher, so we'll see how it goes, but I said this breaks, like, it's not a day one purchase for me. I really love CD Projekt Red, but it's just, that's one of the reasons I like The Witcher. I'm a big third person. I like the cinematic experiences, the over the shoulders, and yeah, that took me for a loop, especially because we found out that's 2 days since we got that trailer, so I was a little caught off guard, so that's happening. Then I was going to read this, Neil Druckmann sat down with IGN today, and he was talking about gameplay and whatnot with Last of Us, Ellie's ability to move around the environment, because we were talking about this on our conference yesterday, on the conference review about if that's just a select mission or whatnot. It makes it sound like those
weaving under the truck and in between.
Yeah, instead of like Last of Us having those sets, it looks like that's gonna be like what they showed last night will happen more often than not. Ability to move around the environment will be a key to survival. The game's new and improved traversal and stealth mechanics allow Ellie to interact with the environment in a much deeper way than expected in the first game, add an extra sense of realism and experience. Unlike the first game, a jump button is included, thank God, and a new dodge mechanic. I hate games where you can't jump. A new mechanic shown off.
Every Zelda game.
Yeah, it's a pain. I always want to hit A. I'm like, oh. Shown off in a recent release gameplay demo, blah, blah, blah. Speaking of combat, they're putting a major focus on delivering tense and realistic experience. With smart AIs, enemies will often communicate with one another, relying information about your position, and even call each other by name. Stealth and survival has been a major focus. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, this is the other one. It'll tell a linear story, and the action will take place in vast environments, and there's more versatility to the level design of the sequel, providing players with a variety of ways to approach each encounter. Additionally, hiding in a vegetation, it doesn't guarantee you won't be seen, as your visibility is determined by how high or dense your coverage is. And then they talk about some stuff with the crafting, that there's new ammo, air, and whatnot. So that's good, because obviously I don't think everything's going to be like that, but it makes it sound like you're going to have a lot more, like they said, versatility as far as the level design. And
all that stuff sounds great.
Yeah.
Now the question is, does it actually, does the game play like that, or is that just all media fluff?
Yeah, and I'll let you know when I play it. But I like hearing that, at least. I like knowing that at least if it doesn't, it's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, a company with their resources, they have the ability to change things up and adapt. And I've heard that the Uncharted games only get better as they came out, so I'm sure that Last of Us will be no different.
It makes sense for a sequel-wise, so yeah, no, that's all. And obviously there's probably be some news in the next couple of days, stuff like that.
Nothing from Spelunky. Big sad face.
Well, yeah, same thing with, what is it, Rocksteady is still like the guys that make the Batman games and remake Superman. They're still like teasing stuff on their Twitter. It's like, if you drop a trailer or something in this week that's not during a conference, I don't know. So, yeah. Well, there we go. That's our officially final ending off for E3. We did Nintendo. You can go back and listen to all the other conferences. I'm very excited to take a small little break, because with E3, it's
not a big one. That's for sure.
Not a big one. You got Incredibles, and then we got Jurassic World, and then we got Luke Cage. Actually, completely forgot about Luke Cage.
Always forget about Luke
Cage. That sounds
Hopefully
awful.
It's good.
Yeah, well, you will get all the links in the bottom. You know where we are. If not, if you like what we did this weekend, please like, rate, review, subscribe. We have lots of good content coming out. Spin-off shows will be here and there. Talking about Blade, that'll be dropping. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. Go ahead over to YouTube for the audio and the video. Well, of course. I think sometime this week I'll be dropping like a Work Hard Wolf Hard, like 1.5 of just the vlogs of E3 weekend, kind of the highs and lows, maybe a best of E3 with some fun stuff.
In between the conferences.
Yeah, you want to see us go get Butter Chicken Monopoly? No? Well, you should, because it's entertaining. But anyways, thank you very much for tuning into all the other stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we got some great numbers this weekend, so shout outs to you guys for listening.
Yeah, and supporting us. Yeah, we very appreciate it. I'm very tired, so maybe it doesn't seem like that, but I am very tired.
Tell us what you loved about E3, what games you were excited about. We'd like to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, you think Mario Party's going to suck? Let us know. It won't be more next time we see you.
Bye.